We are live on Friday night into the Wellness Hub, and I could not be more excited than to bring two amazing ladies to you to share a little bit about their journey with the C9 and what happened after C9. Because I think, it's all very well being on the C9 program, but what do you do at the end of that 9 days? And, I can talk from experience because I did a C9 in February. I started on February the 4th. And, when you get really into the zone and you're really on it, and I was like mega engaged with this product. Tonna, I can see the product in the background there with you. I was mega engaged with this product and doing so well. And suddenly, at about day 8, I thought, oh my goodness, it finishes tomorrow. Well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I almost went into kind of panic mode, because when you are so in the zone and you've done so well and you've enjoyed the whole process and you feel good and you feel light and your stomach feels flat and your head feels clear and you feel like you're kind of running a peak performance, you don't want to lose that feeling. And I'm sure you guys were exactly the same. So it was in that moment on day 8 of C9 when I realized that actually Forever has got another product. And that product is called Fit 15. And Fit 15 is an extension of C9 with pretty much the same products in the C9, but a slightly different food diary, slightly different kind of expectations and what have you. And for me, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders to know that I could breathe through C9, feel really comfortable with my results, and then stay with my healthy eating, my healthy lifestyle, my keeping fit, my exercise, and just keep on with the program. And, here I am now. It's the 14th of May, and I'm over 10 kilos down, and I actually feel so cool, being 10 kilos down, and it's been a great journey. But one of the reasons I wanted you ladies on tonight is because you've had the same experience, right? So, Tonna, I'm going to come to you first. Tell us a bit about your journey on the C9 and post C9.
Goodness me. Thank you, Jane. Inspired hearing what you've achieved so far. I think for me, I came across the C9 a little while back, and I needed it. It came into my life at the right time. I mean, I've got 3 children, and I think after the 3 kids, I if I would be honest, I let myself go a little bit. Okay, a lot of it, and I find I just put on quite a bit of weight, and I just kind of got on with things. I was about size 20, thereabouts, and I was.
Sorry, where's my man? I can't even begin to picture you at a size 20.
I know. I've literally just had to post a photo I've got some of my girls who are doing the C9 with me, and I had to post a photo to show them that, look, this is where I was, Yeah, absolutely. I was. I used to, I was always tired. I had really bad adult acne. I had achy joints. I was, but I just kind of got on with it. I just kind of plodded on, you keep going as you do, you got to sort out the kids and everything. And I think it was just one day when someone actually literally congratulated me on expecting my 4th child when I wasn't pregnant. And that was, although it was an embarrassing moment, but it was a moment of decision. And I realized then I have to do something about this. I need to sort this out, because up until then, honestly, I was in a bit of denial, because it sort of creeps up on you. The weight just sort of creeps up. And, even when I go on the trains in London, people used to give me that seat on the train. And I thought people were just being nice. I didn't realize this because they thought I was with child, so I grabbed the C9 with both hands, funny enough, my customers had done the C9, and I just thought, oh, that's good for you. Well done you, but it's not for me. But at that moment I thought, no, the C9's for me. And I did it. And I think the first time I did the C9, I mean, this is how bad it was. I couldn't even jog. I literally had to walk around. I couldn't jog. I was out of breath. But I got myself through it, and I found myself a lot lighter at the end. And it gave me what I love with the C9. It gave me that immediate motivation to move on to the next stage.
I think, well, first of all, thanks, as Maddie says on the comments, thanks for your honesty. You're sitting there now looking svelte, what, size 10, 12?
Yes.
No, stop it, she says. Yeah. Well, and you were a size 20. you have to get yourself in a good headspace, don't you, to even start when you've gone, dare I say it, but beyond kind of feeling comfortable in your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the motivation to get started was when somebody thought you were with child.
Yes, yes. I think you need two bits of motivation. You need the motivation to get started, then you need motivation to keep going.
And I agree with that. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, what kept me going, so starting was that it's like no one's ever gonna, give me that sort of a compliment again. But the motivation to keep going was I found things that I found actually what it was, I came across a photograph of Jada Pinkett Smith's mum, and she was coming out of the ocean, and she looked gorgeous in this sort of bikini, and I thought, oh, who's that? She looks lovely. Then I read the caption, and it's, oh, it's Jada Pinkett's mum, photo taken by Jaden, so her grandson took the photo, and I thought, no way, there's a granny looking better than me. I mean, I'm not having that. And so she became immediately my motivation. And so I did, up until that point, I had, you had on your mobile phone, you had the screensaver of your children, and I was like, kids, I know what you look like. I need to have Jada Pinkett's mum as I need to look at this woman every single day so I know where I'm heading towards. And so I'm going to be very honest. My motivation initially was pure vanity. It's like, I can't have a granny looking better than me. That was my motivation. But the truth is that because of that, it affected everything else. So I got, way closer to my results. I'm almost there with it, you never know. You might see me wearing a bikini on the school run any day now, but got closer to my results. But other things happened. My skin cleared up. My joints were better. Other things happened along the way. So I always say, own whatever your reason is for getting started, because other things will be positively impacted as well.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm going to come back to you in a minute and talk about sort of post Clean 9, but I want to have a chat with Toni before we do that, and for you to tell us a little bit about how you first came across the product and what it meant to you when you started taking them.
Oh, hi Jane, hi Tonna. A fantastic story, Tonna, very inspiring. Mine's very different. So I've been with Forever 20 years now, and so the Clean 9 has been part of my life for the last 20 years, basically. And so probably every season of the year, I do the C9 to keep the weight off. I didn't want to get, I started my business when I was 34, and I didn't want to get like bigger as the years went on. I didn't want to do that. I was very aware of that. So the C9 was absolutely brilliant for me, because I just thought, if I do this, it gets me back on my good eating habits. My downfall is not chocolate and things, it's cheese, and I like pastry, things like that. So for me, doing the C9, it sort of kept me on track each season to do that. And first time I did it, I can remember I felt absolutely shocked because I love my tea, love my coffee, and just I'd never done like a cleanse before. I'd never fasted before. I like my regular 3 good meals a day. So the first couple of days was quite a shock to me. But then what I found was, once I sort of got my head around it, the next time I did it later in the year, it wasn't such a shock. I knew what to expect. I knew to cut my tea and my coffee down a bit earlier. And I knew to keep myself busy on those first couple of days. So I sort of, as I've done it over the years, I've learned a few tricks that keep me on track and make it easier and distract myself a little bit. And also, I know when I'm ready to do it now. I don't necessarily do it when we're all doing it as a group. I do it when I know that I'm ready to start again, reset, and then carry on.
Right. I think you're absolutely right, Toni. It feels like, it is like pressing the reset button on a computer, isn't it? You just think, bit sluggish, not running as fast as it could be, not doing what it should be doing. Let's press the reset button. And that's what's so flexible, if you like, about the program. And I think you're right. I think it's the first one you do, it is a bit of a shock, because it is, it's quite detailed in what we should be doing. But I think we kind of need that to get our mental state back into good habits. But once we've gone into those good habits and we see the results, then we can maybe follow through with the Fit 15, or we can follow through with that, taking care of ourselves, maybe just using the shake, or maybe just drinking the aloe, or maybe just taking the Garcinia. And then occasionally, maybe 6 months down the line, you do another one. But for a huge amount of people that do the C9, it is about, and I think it'd be correct in saying a lot of people do it because they really do want to get rid of some of those pounds. And so 9 days gets you into the habit, and then from there on in, you go forward and work with the other products. So, you know, great results, both of you, and very different results. So I kind of want to know what happened when you finished your C9, Toni. It's day 10. What did you do?
Well, obviously I've done it many times over the years. So usually I would do my C9 and then I would carry on with my shake for a few days. So like I'd have a shake for breakfast and then ease back in. But then what I would notice is that after say 3 or 4 weeks, I'd also start drinking my cup of tea quite soon after my C9 is finished, get back into that habit. But what I would notice is after 3 or 4 weeks, I like my bread, you know, like things like that, my cheese, I'd start upping the quantities again of what I really enjoy eating. And so that happened. And now there have been a few, so that's why I would always be ready to do the C9 again later on in the year. But what I've done before in the past, I've said, right, I'm going to go from the C9 to the Fit 15. I'm going to go on when that follow-on plan came out, and I thought I'm going to go on to that. But because in my head I wasn't really sure what I was doing myself, and it is so true, you have to do it to do things to understand them. Because I wasn't quite sure myself, I would play at it, and so I'd do my Fit 15. I'd start to fill in my booklet, but also because it looks quite sporty, and I'm not really a sporty person. And never have been. I think in my brain I wasn't the kind of person that should be doing it. Okay, but what happened this year was, so I would do it a little bit and then come off track with it. But what happened this year was in lockdown, I did my C9 in May, beginning of May, and I knew I was going to do the Fit 15. I thought this has to be the year that I get my head around it. And I really wish I'd done it years ago, because it was so brilliant and it was so easy to follow. And once I got out of my head that I didn't have to be a sporty person, I just had to follow the exercises. I started doing a bit of running or shuffling to start with, and it was just basically the same products that we were using for all the nutritional value. But I understood the reason behind it is to get you into better eating habits that you can then continue, and to get you putting better food in your shopping basket and making better choices in the shops. And so once I'd done it, and I think it's because I had the time just to stop and embrace it. And I thought, gosh, it's for everybody. The Fit 15 is for everybody that wants an extension of their C9. And it is literally about training you up to increase your calories, increase your food, increase your exercise at whatever level that means to you. And then you're not only losing some weight, you're toning up, but you're getting into a really good spiral of exercise and food and good habits that you then hopefully will continue over the next few months.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting, actually. You know, as you said, it's getting used to what you need to put in your shopping basket. It's not reverting back to old habits of going, I finished that 9-day plan. I'm going to go to the supermarket and I'm going to chuck in the crisps and the chocolate and the cheese and the, you know, whatever. And I find now that my shopping basket is completely different to the way it was maybe 6 months ago. But what's even more interesting, I don't even reach for the things that I used to reach for. You know, it's almost like you've completely re-educated yourself, retrained yourself to the extent where you are very different in your eating habits, your shopping habits, your exercise habits, your lifestyle habits, you know. And it's all very well saying you shuffle a bit, but I've seen the photos of you and your bike and you on the top of a roof and you running. I think you've embraced that sporty side of you, Toni.
Oh, I've never been sporty. I'm not competitive. I think that's why I've always felt not sporty. But you are quite right, and I know that if it makes it into my shopping basket, I will eat it. So my decision about my habits, and I mean, I do live on my own most of the time, so I don't have children to buy for anymore. But I know that if the 4-egg custards make it into my shopping basket, I am going to eat those probably the next day and a half. So occasionally, I let myself, you know, and I don't buy as much cheese. I used to buy a lot of cheese. I don't buy as much cheese now. And I do have times when, you know, where I mean, I'm ready to do the Fit 15 again now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel ready in myself to do it again. But I always think it's what you do most days. So most days making good decisions. And it's also thinking, if I eat that, I've got to run that many miles to literally for that egg custard. Really.
Yeah, but I think also, I think you're absolutely right. I think now and again, I remember when I've always been a bit of a yo-yo with my weight. It's just the way I am, I guess. But one of the things that I think that you've got to be careful of is this word diet. People get caught up in the word diet and it becomes all consuming. And I think that once you've rebooted and you kind of rewired yourself, if occasionally you want to have a cappuccino, or if occasionally you're meeting a friend and you might be tempted, although, I'm not tempted anymore, but if I were, then I'd have it and then say, okay, I'll go on a bike ride tomorrow. And so my way of thinking has completely changed.
Yeah.
What about you, Tonna? I mean, you're still, I'm still in shock. I cannot believe that you're a size 20, but, I know that you've been working really, really hard. And I've been watching some of your lives on Facebook where you share your cookery skills now and the kind of lifestyle choices you're making from a food point of view, not just for you, but the family. So you've kind of re-educated the family, hubby and kids. But what's post C9 look like to go from a size 20 to a size, 10 to 12?
Well, firstly, thank you. I mean, when you say cooking skills, I don't think anyone's noticed that I'm that I'm just kind of winging it as I'm going along with my cooking. But I have been known to burn a pot here and there live. Yeah, so similar to what Tony said, I can completely identify with that. When I first did the scene and I was like, yes, 4.6 kg lighter, I've arrived. And it's like, no, because my habits were still the same. So I went back. And it's only when I followed on with the Fit 15 that I can echo exactly what Tony said, that I found that when I finished the Fit 15, I had new recipes that I could try, and the whole family ended up liking them. Everyone we pretty much give or take eat the same food, and we're a foodie home. We are a foodie household, so it's just getting creative with the meals and getting the kids involved and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think the Fit 15 helped to get me in the habit of doing the right thing. So they became second nature to me. So for me to not work out is weird. To not work out is very strange. Whereas before it was like, what's this? And so it just normalizes what before was some stuff that I didn't do or wouldn't eat or wouldn't try. So for me, it's really about the lifestyle. So it's just something that I do. And because we're a foodie household, in my head, I don't take anything off the table. So I don't say I can't have. I always tell myself I'm making choices. I'm choosing, to have this or to not have that, or to have a little bit of that today and maybe not tomorrow. So when I take nothing off the table, then all of a sudden I don't feel like I want to have that thing because I've taken the choice away from myself. I'm making lifestyle choices every day. So yeah.
So tell me, in a nutshell, you're very strict on the C19, on the C9, follow the program, moving nicely on into the Fit 15. Some people don't want the whole fit program, but they want to have something to carry on with. What do you take every single day by way of, the program?
Okay, so for me, a standard is the aloe. The aloe is just a part of my life. That is my MOT for my body every day. That's the thing where people are like, "Wow, your skin looks so good. You're this and that." Yeah. Aloe is just is always there. And I do now. I'm not so much of a cereal eater anymore. I tend to have my smoothies. I tend to make green smoothies in the mornings. So most mornings I'll have a smoothie, because I work out in the morning and obviously I've got to feed the muscles. So I tend to have my smoothies in the morning. So the Forever Light Ultra, and I do have the Garcinia as well. The Garcinia factors in, especially when I'm working towards goals and I want to maintain. It's like I like to maintain. I'm quite goal orientated. I like to have something I'm working towards. Also, I'll have no reason to do certain things. But so with the Garcinia just helps take the edge of the hunger. I find that my body likes the Garcinia and the Garcinia likes my body. So the Garcinia is another thing that I take on a daily. So these are those are my, when I'm in maintenance mode, it's the shake, it's the aloe, and it's the Garcinia. Those are my main sort of things.
Yeah. And Tony, what do you tend to reach for every day, you know, to live this healthy lifestyle?
The same. I do that the same. So I have my aloe every day. I've found that if I empty my Garcinia into a cup and put it on the work surface next to the kettle, I do take them more regularly than if I have to remember to take them off, because it never used to be one of my regular supplements, but it is now. And the shake, I've always got the shake, my blender's always out, and take the shake. But also for the healthy lifestyle, I just make sure that most of my shopping is fruit and veg.
Yeah, me
Make
too.
sure that I make sure that I've got the healthiest. When I go through the checkout, that I have the healthiest stuff going through the checkout, because I know that if it's in my house, I'll eat it. And it's that thing, if I buy pastries and I buy cake, I will eat it, and I'll defrost it to eat it. I didn't realise. I would. It's okay saying I'll freeze the mince pies, but I would usually go and defrost one, because I eat a lot. But I just we get addicted, isn't it? It's the sugar and the fat in pastries and things at the same time. It is addictive to your brain. So for me, my fridge is full of good stuff, and you can do a stir fry or a veggie curry or whatever. Then that is what you're going to eat most of, isn't it? And then the other bits are just going to be every now and again bits. So
competitive shopping springs to mind. I think my trolley has to be the healthiest trolley.
Yeah. Well, it's just because you see people go in front of you, don't you? And you just think, gosh, where, obviously not being judgmental, but just thinking, looking at it and thinking, where's your nutrients? Where are your nutrients coming from? And if they're not buying it, they're most likely not supplementing either. And so for me, I need to make sure I've got all my greens, I've got all my veg, I've got my fruit and everything. And then if you've got, I like bread, so I chuck my bread in. I'll have some cheese, but I know that most of what I've got is, for me, is plant-based. So
well, it's really interesting, because when I was on went on to the sort of the post C9, I thought, is this going to keep me full at lunchtime? Because I can be if I get really engrossed in work or a project, or I'm doing something, I can almost forget about eating maybe when you should do. And, as my son is always telling me, you need to have those 3 meals a day. You need to nourish the body. You need to, do the right things. And I thought, well, how can I make this interesting for me? So I don't like milk, and I don't like milk substitutes. So I use this with water.
Right.
And then I put a small dessert spoon of Greek yogurt in it. And I put half a date. And I put a teaspoon of peanut butter and half a banana.
Oh,
and then you put and then I put just half a scoop of it. Well, not a full level scoop, because I just, I didn't want it, but I just maybe 2/3 full, and then blitz it so it's really creamy, and then put it onto crushed ice.
Oh, wow.
And you can chuck a handful of strawberries in, or raspberries instead of banana, or blueberries, but the date and the peanut butter is the protein. And the water is, because I don't like milk or milk substitutes. And I was staggered that I would drink it thinking, no way is this going to keep me kind of full, but it does. You don't feel yourself reaching for something at 4 o'clock. You don't feel yourself, wanting to go to the biscuit. Well, we don't have any snacks in our house, but you're right, Tonna. It's interesting how the kids love it, because when my little grandkids come up, Harrison and Dorothy, they want to know, am I making one of these, and can I please make one for them as well? So we don't have biscuits and sweets and things in for them. They will eat the fruit, the veg, the healthy things, and they'll even have one of these with me. So I think you educate the whole family, don't you?
Yeah, Jane, my children were 4 and 6 when I first started, Joe and Maddie, when I first started Forever, 4 and 6, and every morning before school they'd have whatever breakfast they were having, and I would make a shake with a banana, pint of shake with a banana blended in it, and they'd have half a shake, like half a shake each, and their breakfast, and they had it. And Maddie still drinks it now. She's 24, and Joe's 26, and he still drinks it.
Oh, nice.
Well, you couldn't be setting the kids up for a better start to the day. They've got the right nutrition in their body. That makes them alert. It makes them more attentive, more receptive. I always feel very sad when I drive up the high street in our town at school time, and I see kids drinking cans of, Diet Coke and Pepsi and Red Bull, and going into that shop Greg's and coming out with like sausage rolls. I'm thinking, Where's the nutrition for this kid's brain for the day? So any final words, Tonna, on, any advice for anybody who's watching this who's maybe just about to start a C9 or just about to finish one and wonders what happens next?
So if someone just about to start, I just say, well done, congratulations, go for it. Just follow, follow through the program, and you'll be, just literally follow everything that's there, and you'll be absolutely fine. For someone just finishing, and if you haven't done the Fit 15, I say go for it. For me, I want you to have results that last. That's me. And so the Fit 15 will set you up for long-term, sort of long-term, moving forward, success with your health and fitness goals. So I definitely say give the Fit 15 a go after the C9, and thank me later.
Toni, final words.
I would say be prepared for your C9, start cutting down on your tea and coffee, and start increasing your water intake, and then also get rid of any food in your house that you don't want to be tempted by. Even if you have to go and put it in the food bank, do it that way, or stick it in the bin. I mean, I know people that say, oh, I'm just going to eat these biscuits up before I do my C9. I'm like, well, then you've got another load of calories to get rid of. Just stick them in the bin, far down enough that you're not going to get them out. Stick them in the bin, out the way, and then fill your fridge with good stuff. Just fill your fridge with good stuff that you can nibble on. Look at the free foods. Make sure you've got plenty of free foods in your fridge so you can make soups and blend up, or do a little stir fry or whatever, because that's good. That keeps you going. We never used to have that in it, did we? It was literally your shake and your aloe. The free foods, and then make sure that you think about your meals so that you know what you're eating, because the worst thing you can do is think, I haven't got anything in the house, I've been really busy, and then get a pizza out, because again, it's your mindset. It's just be prepared, and then order your Fit 15 in the middle of your C9, but get it and get the book out ready before you finish your C9. Get it out ready so that you're prepared, because I think a lot of it is in your head. If you feel like you know what you're doing, you've got your list of what you need to buy, and what milk substitutes you want or milk you want, then you're sort of on top of it, rather than it just all being a bit of a shock and then being too busy to do it. I think that's always a shame.
And I think also, you both said it, be creative. You can do so much now with the blender, with our shakes, with that super greens, with the aloe. You can be very creative, and even in the hub, which most of you that are watching this will be in or have been a part of, you will see that there are some incredible recipes, some incredible ideas for you. And also you're part of an incredible community, a community that is authentic, that shares, a community that plans together, that sticks together, that empowers each other, high fives each other. And it's just wonderful to know that you're kind of not doing it in isolation. It's fun, it's current, it keeps you well nourished, it keeps you fed well, and the transformation is absolutely amazing. So, Toni, keep up the good work, and thank you for sharing your journey with us. And Tonna, I think you're going to have to put that picture of you in a bikini into the hub pretty soon, girl, because we're all waiting to see this before and after. That is for sure.
I know, no pressure, but that photo's coming. Good
for you, and maybe you will then be the inspiration for somebody saying, "She looks hot. I'm going to have a photo on my phone to keep me motivated." But here's the thing for everybody: it all starts with making a decision, and once we decide, that's when the magic begins to happen. These products are quite simply outstanding. I would go as far as to say life-changing. Use them, embrace them, have fun with them, ask your questions, be part of our community. But the most important thing is to embrace the journey, because at the end of it, or on the journey, you are going to feel like a completely new woman, man, person, whatever. And get your kids into it too, because kids love it. So ladies, thank you for joining me tonight, and continue with all the good things that you're doing, and we'll look forward to speaking with you both again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Bye-bye.